Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. A lot of you are new here. It's more freeform, a little bit less presentation-y, but nonetheless looks the same. This is the new style. This is the new way we're going to be doing things. And, well, this podcast in particular is really just a reaction to what I saw at E3. I'm so excited for the future of gaming, not because what I saw was exciting, because there's like literally out of the probably over 100 games that were presented, like 3 that I was really excited about. And honestly, I didn't feel like there was any new news out there, but it's just what the community is going to do. And the biggest thing I want to move forward and just talk about is Xbox's integration of XCloud and all the things that they want to do to create gaming, to create a way for gamers to play more video games. And let's just start with the fact that they want to get to a point where there's integration of like video game systems with your television. Like you don't need an actual gaming box. You can just plug into your TV. You select the game and you're good to go. You just grab a controller, throw one at your buddy, and you're like, hey, we're going head to head in whatever game you want to go to. As well as the fact that like they're releasing some of these crazy, huge, heavy-hitting games, like these insane ones that were putting out by Bethesda. That one called, gosh, they led with it. What is it called? Not Stalker. Stalker's the weird one. That game is a game that is being designed for the Series S and X, but you can play it and stream it to your One series with XCloud. I mean, they're trying to create a way for people to just play video games regardless. Game Pass being one of the greatest values. I was doing the math, and they talked about 30 games coming to the Xbox, 27 of which are coming to Game Pass. And let's just like blanket it, like just say straight out the gates that we have 27 at $50 a pop. That's just like the average, right? Even though new games are like 69 and older games might be 40, we're just going to take $50 across the board. And so we're getting 27 games at $50 a pop. That is $1,350 if you purchase every single one. Granted, you're probably not going to purchase every single one, but for the sake of the argument, that's $1,350, okay? And then if you take Game Pass and you multiply it by 24 months, right? You're going to take $14.99 and you're going to multiply it by 24 months because that's about the span of how long it's going to take for you to get all these games. They were all announced between 2021 and 2022. That's looking at $359.76. And if you're signing up for Game Pass for the first time, then you can multiply that by not 24 months, but by 21 months and add $1. So that's $315.79. You save $1,000 by subscribing to this service. Like, that's insane over the course of 2 years. And these games are good games. Right? These games are some are exclusive, some are multi-platform. There are 3 games that are going to be not included, those being Battlefield 1942. I think that was the first Battlefield. Oh my gosh, I remember playing that Battlefield. I was like, this is crazy, because I was originally playing someone who played Medal of Honor, and then Battlefield came out and I'm like, what is this? And so just like, yeah, so 2042 is not coming out. The Diablo 2 remake, Diablo 2 is not coming to the to Game Pass, as well as what other game? Oh, Far Cry 6. And good grief, with Far Cry 6, what they want to do there, just so much content. And that was the big thing that I got from the E3 conference, was content. We got a lot of new DLC announcements, games coming to Switch, games going here, games going there, and just like getting the games into everybody's hands. And though we didn't get like some huge heavy hitting, in fact, like there are a few companies there that I was really excited to see what they had to offer, and they ended up kind of leaving us high and dry. What I got a sense of was that these companies are really trying to push forward the idea of, let's play video games together. Let's get this thing going. And I think that's so important, especially since like the involvement of, like, not involvement, but people are picking up video games as a hobby now like crazy. It's wild. Like I'm a good example. I've always played video games, but I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would start to play so much so that like I would start to create a channel around it, or to like podcast around it, or even just be someone who encourages others. It's such a great way in such a great way, or in such a grand way, like just online and all this stuff. Like, it has changed the face of, like, this past year has changed the face of gaming, or past 2 years for that matter. And I mean, it's exciting to see how people are trying to get involved, which is, it's so cool. Like, I feel like in the past couple of years, with everything that has happened in the world and people needing to find new ways to interact with each other, video game companies are like, this is our time. This is our responsibility to link more people together in more ways possible. I mean, I was watching a presentation of, let me see, did I keep it? Because I think I might have, yes, I did keep it. It's here at the very bottom of my notes, of Anacrusis. And the developer was talking about how this game is a 4-person multiplayer game where you're a part of a squad and you have to kill waves and waves and waves and waves of aliens, and it's insane. But the game is modular, so if you and your friends are tactical geniuses, then the game is going to start detecting that you and your group are talented. You know what you're doing. So they're going to start throwing different ways to keep you engaged, to keep you going, to keep you guys working together. They might throw some insane, bosses that are, or not bosses, but spawns that might happen somewhere else that might seem like it encourages you to split up. But what it does more than ever is it gets people thinking, and it gets people working together. And that's such a wonderful thing when it comes to the future of gaming. I feel like right now, again, a lot of people were disappointed with E3, and there were elements of E3 that I wasn't the biggest fan of, but the biggest thing that I got out of the whole presentation was the idea of unity and the idea of playing video games together. Granted, they did release a great deal of games that were single player, but like re-releasing a new Mario Party game for Nintendo, releasing multiple multiplayer games, Halo getting a really huge multiplayer revamp, or multiplayer in Infinite. It's just like the focus on multiplayer is huge. I mean, even Resident Evil Village getting an update, not an update, but I'm trying to get out of video mode and just like stream of consciousness talking. They're re-engage. I forgot the name of it, but it's their multiplayer. You're gonna have to forgive me. I've been I've been in gaming mode all the way, like since last Friday. First off, or second off, or third off, or whatever off. Topo Chico, I would love to work with you. Hands down, this is the best sparkling water. And any of you who disagree, tell me in the comments. What's better? What's better than this? Nothing. Oh my gosh, so good. It's my third one today. But yeah, like just the focus on these games. And I was talking with, it was cool. We got to watch E3 because of the extreme, like people are more comfortable getting together online and talking and conversing and stuff. So I was on Discord with some of the community. If you're not a part of that, please, the link is below. Join our Discord. But we were watching every single presentation, and during them we were talking and chatting. And there was a point before a presentation that we were just like discussing what this year means, like what's happening. And we're seeing we're at the ground floor again, guys. Like, not only are companies really pushing hard to get more games out. Hold on, that's one thing with Topo Chico, man. That really gets you bubbly. Not only are more companies getting involved, but more companies are they're like, let's go. And I feel like there was a huge reset in the industry, and now it's our time, right? It's our time. We're going to see crazy advancements. I mean, the fact that the Xbox Series S, and I talk about it all the time because I think it's just a marvel, the fact that the Xbox Series S can do what it does at its price point, and then Xbox, or Microsoft for that matter, is going to support it with Game Pass Ultimate, and Xbox Series S and X are getting those next-gen games. It's not just like, here's an S, but we're going to release this game just to X. No, it is part of the next-gen. It cannot output at true native higher resolutions, but it is part of next gen. It is a full next gen machine, and we're getting companies supporting that, right? Xbox is, I'm a Nintendo fan through and through. I got Nintendo everywhere. I mean, Nintendo's my favorite video game company, but I cannot deny the fact that Xbox is hitting it out of the park when it comes to serving video gamers, right? I felt growing up that gaming companies did not serve video gamers. They were not a part of, or gamers for that matter. They were not trying to help us out. They're just like, give me your money, kid. Here's a game. Here's. I mean, back in the day it was a little bit better, but in the more recent history, in the more recent back in the day, it was like, here's a game. Here's a third of a game. And now you're going to have to pay more. And now I know there's controversy and people don't like the season pass kind of thing. But I would say, hear me out. I do like season pass because what they're doing is saying, here's a game and here's the season pass. And we're going to release sequels. Now, not full sequels, but multiple extra chapters and stuff like that. And I think for a game like Valhalla or a game like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, these games, they have so much content already. They're just like, hey, here's more. I like it. I think it's great, and it's not too insane. Now, when it comes to what other companies have done and PlayStation not showing up, they never show up. I don't know what their thing is. I think that they just want to do everything by themselves and they just don't show up. But good grief, it's hot. I'm still wearing a flannel. It's so hot. But I'm leaving this weekend extremely encouraged, and I'm like, dude, I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy to play some of these games coming down. And I'm happy to play them with you guys. I mean, we're strong. I mean, the community is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And as a creator in this community, it's so cool to see that there's a spot for me. I mean, guys, we're small. This community is small. Like, and not gaming community is freaking huge. But like, this channel is small. We're tiny. We're itty bitty. But we still have the ability to play with the big boys. To be like, hey, guess what? Yeah, we're here. And something happened at E3. I'm sweating like crazy. This is insane. Something happened at E3. I'm going to take a sip of this to build anticipation as well as bubbles in my belly. I said during the presentation of Razer, also during the indie presentation specifically, because the indies, dude, I have slept on indies. I can't believe I've slept on indies. There was so much representation in the indie world. I am so stoked. We're dropping console only, and we're adding in a little PC. Now, don't hear this wrong. We're not dropping console. We're dropping console only. And here's how we're adding PC. We're adding PC in the exclusive category. I'm still playing my shooters on an Xbox or PlayStation 5, which I barely play them. I'm still playing my Valhalla on my PlayStation 5. I'm still playing or going to play my Horizon Zero Dawn on my PlayStation 5. I'm still playing my Final Fantasy games on my Nintendo Switch. I'm still playing Halo on an Xbox. But I will be picking up or getting into the PC gaming to play some of them indies, because I cannot deny the fact that there is a world out there that I haven't experienced. I've never, ever, except for back in middle school for a little bit, been a PC gamer. I mean, I played World of Warcraft, sure, and I played some Warcraft 3 and stuff like that, but StarCraft 2, I was into StarCraft, but I've never really dove into what Steam has to offer. And I can't... Guys, Steam is getting some AAAs. I mean, they have before, but like, they're being supported. Games from the Xbox presentation is also, some of those games are going to Steam. It's better to get it on Xbox because of Game Pass, but still, like, what? Oh, let me go back to that bit I was doing. I'm not playing Battlefield 2042 on a computer. I'm not going to play Sea of Thieves on a computer. Those are all going to be staying on my thing. You know, like, I really like the Razer. Razer put out, like, they're like, we got the fastest ever gaming laptop. That guy said the fastest ever, like, the whole time. He said the fastest ever almost as much as the trailer for that Final Fantasy Origins game. I don't even know remember what the name of it was. I'm just going to say whatever. I can try to look it up. Oh man, the Square Enix thing, really. I wanted so much more from Square Enix, and they gave me nothing. Let's see here. What is the name of that thing? Was Square Enix day one? I think Square Enix was day one. Maybe it was day two. It was day two. Yeah, it was day two. Square Enix came after the thing. The game was called. Gosh, what was it? This show a bunch of games already that we already have. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm not going to look. Remaster, no. Life is Strange, Stranger of Paradise. Stranger of Paradise, that's what it was. Stranger of Paradise. They talked about Stranger of Paradise and going to face chaos. You're going to go against chaos. We're going to get chaos. They said chaos easily. I mean, if I exaggerate, 426 times, no less. If I'm being more reasonable, probably 50 times, which is still ridiculous because I think that trailer was like 90 seconds at most. Every other word was chaos. It was crazy. And I use that example, right? We went down that road. We're here. We followed the bunny. We're down in Alice in Wonderland. We're Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Donald Duck's not going to heal us. Goofy's going to just say, come on! And nothing's going to happen. And we're going to die. And our heart's going to be up. And we're going to have to come back and retry. We are so far gone right now. Where were we when we started this? They said this is the fastest gaming laptop ever. This is the thinnest gaming laptop ever. This is the most powerful gaming laptop ever. This is the most ultra this, ultra that, more than that one trailer said chaos. That was a real wild ride, guys. That was rough. That was rough, but that's what happens when I sit behind this desk. This is the new format, I think. I like it. We got like this thing behind me. We got this big old boom arm. We got my like pink cables. I like this. This is fun. If you like it, let me know in the comments. If you don't like it, let me go back to handheld. Let me know. And like honestly, I like to have the conversation online because I'm gonna do it based on. Oh no, it's crooked. I am going to listen to you guys. But that laptop really intrigued me. It was really cool. It's small, compact, powerful, enough to play these indies. Like, again, I'm not wanting to play AAA titles on it. I'm not going to sit there and try to play Overwatch, right? I'm going to utilize my next-gen systems because, you know, you're not going to be able to build out a gaming PC to play some of those AAA titles as well as you could on one of these next-gen systems for the price point. Now, I understand there's multi dimensions to having a gaming PC. You got a gaming PC. You can do your other computing stuff on it, but here's the deal. I'm a creative. I make these videos, and I do all that within the Apple ecosystem because my editing software and it's just what I create on. So whether or not I live in the Windows ecosystem, my creation and my computing and majority of what I do is always going to be, or for now, it's going to be in the Apple ecosystem. So it's just going to, there's no point for me to try to just one-stop shop, whatever. So yeah, I want to add some of those elements in and it's not because I want to get competitive. It's because there is a world, there's a lot of development happening with these indie titles, and I feel like if we're going to showcase video games, we're going to talk about video games news, we're going to review games, we're going to review tech, we're going to get ourselves into this world deeper and deeper, and we're going to take this really to the bank, and we're going to really push hard to get this community just kicking and thriving. I want to support all of you, and I understand that there are a great deal of you who game on PC, and that's great. I'm not one of those people, but I need to learn your world. A huge shout out to someone, Mindstormer, one of our team members. He is a PC gamer, almost exclusively. He does have a Nintendo Switch, but he is a PC gamer. He games and does Terraria run-throughs, and it's awesome. He's rad. You should check him out if you like Terraria, and he's a great dude. And but he's a part of the community, guys, and I feel guilty because there's a whole world that I don't know, and so we're gonna be jumping in. And so to move through a couple pieces of news I wanted to cover, we mentioned it before, but Xbox is bringing XCloud. I mean, the XCloud is going to stream next gen games being developed for these insane systems, you're able to stream them on previous gen models. So the support is going to be there, and it's unreal. I've seen demos of XCloud in its beta stages. I had a friend who was playing Halo on their iPad, and it was pretty intense. Like, I was blown away. I could not believe that they were able to do that. And so, with the support coming down the pike, I really see some big things. And something that was kind of interesting was some of these systems, and it was more talked about in the first day. And with Ubisoft specifically, and Ubisoft Plus, their service that they have, Stadia and Luna is going to be allowed, or not allowed, but is going to be brought in to support some of these games, which is, for those of you unfamiliar, Stadia being Google's and Luna being Amazon's streaming service, and they have their own controllers, and they are going to be given access to these games by Ubisoft. And so with Ubisoft Plus, you're able to play some of these games on those too. So there is so many developing. There's so many different ways to play, and that is, I think, when it comes to the overarching narrative of all of E3. It was get games into people's hands and do it safely. You know, again, day 3 being heavily focused on the community and advancing, appropriateness and just moving forward with fairness and equality. It was the focus being so strong, geared towards getting people involved in video games and making it approachable. We had a presentation from Intellivision, which, oh my gosh, that was super cool. They are coming out with they're working on something called Amico, and Amico is wild. It's there's multiple handhelds, but you get 2 handhelds in the system itself. And these games are so accessible to everybody. Just so accessible. I mean, I would equate them to basically just Atari. And so when it comes to what they're able to do and what they're trying to do is they're trying to get games, and they're trying to promote that couch gaming, right? That and that's what, oh man, if I could bring back one era of video gaming, it's Nintendo 64, GoldenEye, Super Smash Bros. I mean, oh my gosh. I mean, I remember, what other system had 4 controllers? And Nintendo 64, GameCube. I guess you could do more wireless controllers with with the Wii, because you didn't have to be plugged in. And then I think we did. PlayStation 3, I believe you were able to support more than 2. The PlayStation 2 had just 2 ports. At any rate, you could support more. And the idea of just sitting on a couch with your friend and playing video games together, I love that. It's just, again, the idea of being together. And so, guys, I'm pumped. I'm pumped for the future of gaming. I'm pumped for what's coming down. I'm pumped for what's happening. And just to see the focus on being together and bringing everyone together, guys, the future of gaming is bright. It is something that I think is going to be unmatched to what we've experienced before. We've had great history with gaming. We've had some really awesome times, but I think what's on the horizon is great. And if we can get past some of the video game things that we may want, right? Dude, I'm the first to say I want the next Zelda. I want them to remake Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask and Wind Waker. I will purchase those. If they remade just Ocarina of Time for the Nintendo Switch and charged full price, I would buy it. Don't do that, Nintendo, because that's expensive for me. But I would. But removing myself from that and looking at the community and being like, dang, we're going to be playing games together for a long time. I'm stoked. This episode of the podcast is more off the heart and less about the news. We've been hitting news really hard for the past week, and I just want to come at you, be honest, and be like, guys, I'm stoked. I'm excited for what is going to happen, and I'm excited to join into this with you guys. I feel like covering E3 gave me a glimpse into a community that was vibrant. Whether you agree or not, that's okay, but here's the deal, man. I'm here to promote positivity in the gaming space. That's what I do. That's what I'm here to do. And we are going to just drive hard. We're going to just just push forward to create such an awesome, such a rad spot. And this gaming community is great. Guys, that's all for the podcast today. That was just a long-winded recap of E3, the future of gaming, what's going to be happening, what kind of stuff is coming, and I am so stoked. I hope you are too. If you want to be a part of this community, it's real simple. It's free. It's subscribed. That's the community. Boom, you're here. You're there. You're done. Discord is available to you. Just hit the link and become part of our Discord. We talk. We play games together. We get into chat rooms. We just go. We're just awesome. It's awesome. It's great. It's an awesome community. It's super positive. And safe. If anything weird happens, I got multiple people just monitoring chat. If anything weird happens, no warnings. You're out, dude. You're making a dangerous place. This place is supposed to be safe. That's right. No questions asked, safety. And yeah, so become part of the Discord. Like this video. That's your way of just being like, hey, here you go. I like it. It's great. That helps me out. Another free way. That's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you next time in a stream, because that's how this is going to work. But most of all, you know where we're going. Let me take a sip of my Tova Chica. Oh, yeah. Happy gaming.